Welcome to my class Chemistry Gurukul.
Hello students, today we will continue our yesterday's video regarding nomenclature of saturated hydrocarbons. Okay, I had already explained you 5 rules. Today we will discuss the 6th rule. Okay, now you could see here the 6th rule is naming different substituents at equivalent positions. You could see here in this example, when two constituents are at equivalent positions from both the sides, from left hand side also and from this side also, you could see the position is same. From if you will count from here, again this come to 3rd position, and from this side also 3rd position. In this condition, what you will do, how you will name that compound? So here you could see that whenever such situation arises, you have to follow the alphabetical order. Means in that alphabetical order, which will be come first, you will write its position and accordingly the name. Okay, so in this compound you could see here, this is the wrong name because methyl is at carbon 3rd and ethyl is at carbon 5th. So we have to actually give the alphabetical order and its lowest locant also we have to see in the chain which we have selected here. So longest chain is having 7 carbon atoms, but the numbering has to be done from where the ethyl is attached nearer to the, means it has been given the least number. So here in this case ethyl is at carbon 3rd position. However, in this case you could see ethyl is at 5th position. So this is the wrong name given to this IUPAC name, 5-ethyl 3-methyl heptane. Okay, here you could see it is 3-ethyl 5-methyl heptane. Understood? Heptane means word root is heptane here due to 7 carbon atoms. Ane is written due to presence of single bond, and 5-methyl because at 5th position methyl group is attached to it and ethyl is attached to 3rd position, and E comes before M when you write ABCD. So E comes before M, so that's why we prefer this name and this is the correct naming. I hope you have understood. Now 7th rule, we will discuss about 7th rule, naming the complex substituents or substituted substituents. Suppose in a chain, here I will explain you with the example of this chain compound. See here in this chain you could see already 9 carbon atoms are there, but there is a branching at the 5th position of carbon atom, and this is a complex substituent. You could see here because more than 2 carbon atoms are present here and it is further branched, so that's why it is termed as complex substituent. In this case, how you will do the naming? Children, here you have to keep 2 things in your mind. First, position of the complex substituent. Here we have seen it is positioned at carbon 5, since from this and this side also it will acquire 5th position, and from this side also, and means on both the sides it will acquire 5th position. So always remember, if the substituent on the parent chain is complex, that is it is branched, it is named as substituent alkyl group by numbering the carbon atom of this group attached to the parent chain as 1. Okay, see here further numbering has been done in complex substituent, and the carbon atom which is attached to the main chain is given 1st position. So it will be 1, 2 and 3 like that. Okay, and one more thing, you could see that at 1st and 2nd position 2 methyl groups are also attached to it. So its name will be 5 hyphen, then it will be always denoted in brackets. So it will be 5 hyphen 1,2 dimethyl propyl. Why it is propyl? Because it has 3 carbon atoms, and when 3 carbon atoms are there, we named it as propane, but here 1 hydrogen has been eliminated, so this whole compound is propyl. Understood? So it has to be written in brackets, and then you will write the word root name, that is 9 carbon atoms are there, that's why it will be nonane. Okay, understood? You can also understand another example, I have shown it here so that it will be easier to understand better. See here, again one complex substituent is attached to the main carbon chain. Again here also 9 carbon atoms are there in the chain, main chain, and complex substituent is attached to 5th carbon again. Now here you could see that it is also having 3 carbon atoms in the subsidiary chain, that is the complex substituent chain. So the numbering will be like this, it will be 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so what the name will become? See, at second position 2 methyl groups are attached, so it will be like this, 5 hyphen bracket 2 2 then hyphen dimethyl propyl. Why propyl? Because 3 carbon atoms are there, so propyl. Again you will close the bracket, then you will write the name of word root, that is nonane. Okay, I hope you have understood it better. Now some important notes which you have to keep in your mind at under this rule, that you have to write the name of the complex substituent is always written in brackets. Just now I told you that you will always mention the name of complex substituent in brackets. Second, while deciding the alphabetical order of the various substituents, the name of the complex substituent is considered to begin with the first letter of the complete name. Try to understand here. See, again here I have taken this example which I had taken earlier. In this compound, the complex substituent is this one, so the numbering of carbon atom will be like this, 1, 2 and 3. So here the name will be 1,2-dimethyl propyl. Okay, so this is the correct name. Correct name will be 5-1,2-dimethyl propyl. Okay, and see, in this example one ethyl group is also attached at 7th position, so it will be further written 7-ethyl undecane. Why undecane? Because 11 carbon atoms are there in the main chain, you could see here. Okay, so the naming has been done according to the name of substituent attached in their alphabetical order. See, while deciding the alphabetical order of the various substituents, the name of the complex substituent is considered to begin with the first letter of the complete name. Since the complete name is this, so it will start with the first letter dimethyl propyl, and D comes before E, that's why it is written here dimethyl propyl first, then followed by 7-ethyl undecane. Okay, so these are some important points, that's why I have written here and explained you better. Now next, it may be noted that dimethyl propyl, a complex substituent, is alphabetized under D, not under M. It is not actually here emphasis is given on D, not on this methyl alphabet M. Okay, therefore it is cited before ethyl. I have already explained you, I hope you have understood. Now third important point which you have to remember, that when the names of 2 or more complex substituents are composed of identical words, priority for citation is given to the substituent which has lowest locant at the first cited point of difference within the complex substituent. See here in this example, complex substituents are composed of identical words. Identical words means methyl, here also methyl, here also methyl butyl, this is also methyl butyl, but the position of this methyl butyl is at 1, however this is at 2, this is at 2. You could see here in this example 12 carbon atoms are present in the main chain, 2 complex substituents are present here on the 5th position and at 7th position. However, when you will do the numbering of complex substitution, then the numbering will be from here. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So the naming will be 1-methyl butyl. While butyl, because 4 carbon atoms are there in the branch chain. Similarly here also, children, when you will do the numbering, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So here in this case the methyl group is attached at 2nd position. So its name is 2-methyl butyl. Now we will prefer the name of lowest locant substituent. So the name will be like this: 5 means this one, 5-1-methyl butyl -7 -2-methyl butyl bracket close dodecane. Dodecane, actually this is the word root for having when carbon 12 means 12 carbons are there, you will write the name dodecane. Okay, so I hope you have understood these 3 points till now under the rule number 7. Okay, now next, the substituent 1-methyl butyl is written first because it has lowest locant, then this I have told you. Now moving on to the 4th point, that is, when the same complex substituent or substituted in the same way occurs more than once, it is indicated by the multiplying prefix bis for 2. Suppose 2 same constituents are there and it is repeated again for 2 or 3 or 4 times. So if it is repeated for 2 times, you will add bis to it, means you will write prefix bis. Similarly, if it is for 3 times, you will write tris. If it is 4 times, then you will write tetrakis, etc. Okay, one example I have taken here. You could see 10 carbon atoms are there in the main chain. Okay, but 2 complex substituents are similarly and present at the same position also in the main chain. At 5th position, both the complex substituents are attached having the same name and formula. So here we will write its name like this: 5, 5 bis. Why bis? Because 2 times it has been repeated 2 times. That's why we will add prefix bis bracket 1, 1 dimethyl. Why 1, 1? Because at first position in the complex substituent, 1-methyl group is attached to it. Here also you could see at first position 1-methyl group is attached to it. So the name will be 1,1-dimethyl propyl. 3 carbon atoms are there, that's why propyl. 2-methyldecane. Okay, 2-methyldecane. Why? Because here you could see methyl is attached at 2nd position. So 2-methyldecane. Why decane? Because 10 carbon atoms are there. So the word root will be decane. Ane is attached due to presence of single bond. So I hope you have understood. This is used for 2 same complex substituents. If it could be 3, means one more this complex substituent is attached somewhere in this chain, you will use tris word for that. Okay, now the last one, last rule, that is cyclic or alicyclic hydrocarbons. These compounds contain carbon chain skeletons which are close to form rings. The saturated hydrocarbons with rings of carbon atoms in the molecule are called cycloalkanes. These have general formula CnH2n, and this naming of these compounds I will discuss later on with you, because it has also many points and I will discuss in my next videos, children. Okay, so by this point I will conclude this video, but before that I will give you some questions to do, some exercises questions here. You have to name all these compounds which you are watching in this video. Try to name all these compounds which I have shown you. You can write in your notebooks and try to name them. Okay, so thanks for watching.